Man, what is good? What is going on, Kell Brook? So basically, realistically, I'm in my fight with Crawford, and Kell Brook Kell Brook found his trainer for the Crawford fight on Instagram. Oh my God, we gotta talk about this. Double tap, smash the like button, all that good stuff. We about to kick the actual factuals. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, before I get started, ESPN Plus, use my link in the description. It does help the channel in a phenomenal way continue to grow. ESPN Plus, they got a ton of original content, docuseries, documentaries, archive fights, boxing, UFC for your viewing pleasure. Ton of content. You can get ESPN Plus as a standalone app, or you can bundle it, ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. All three of those apps, one low price, $12.99 by clicking on my link, and I do appreciate you guys. Now, we got to talk about it. So basically, realistically, Kell Brook is getting ready to fight Terence Crawford. Here's the, the fight poster on the screen. I'll pull it up for you guys. They just got distribution for the UK. It's not going to be Sky Sports. Listen, when this fight was originally talked about, I was thinking about more of the stylistic matchup, and I was like, that's not bad. Kell Brook, if he's at his best, he could possibly hurt Terence Crawford or make it interesting. He's a good boxer, and he looked like he was in shape. But as time went on, I started seeing these red flags and like really thinking about the fight, and I'm like, man, this is not sitting well. There's a lot going up against Crawford in general, and there's a lot going against Kell Brook. Now I just found out that Kell Brook, his trainer, is actually, I told you, so I broke the news that Kell Brook, before anybody on YouTube, that Kell Brook was no longer working with longtime trainer Dominic Ingle. Make sure you guys check out that video. He and Dominic Ingle, it just wasn't a partnership that was going to work for this particular fight. Ingle, paraphrasing, he basically said they came to me last minute notice. It wasn't, on some terms that I'm willing to work professionally. You're not going to give me a half-ass camp. I don't do anything, half-hearted or with a 6-week camp or whatever length of time. I need a full camp if you want me in your corner. And since that's not the case, Kell Brook has been left to find other options. Now, another interesting thing that no one's really talking about it, so leave it to your boy Ego's Army, smash the like button, is Kell Brook. It seems like he's kind of on his own. Him and his dad, from what I'm gathering, negotiated this fight with Top Rank and Crawford. He's a free agent. This fight wasn't put on by Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn doesn't really have anything to do with this. I also gather that Sky Sports is not picking it up. He's long time been on the Sky Sports network. He doesn't have his initial trainer. All these things on top of 2 damaged eye sockets and broken orbitals, hasn't fought at the weight at 2017. I'm not liking it, people. And now today, just this morning, but wait, there's more. I find out that Kell Brook, his replacement trainer to Dominic Ingle, is some guy that he found on Instagram. Wow. Link in the description, BBC Sport, smash the like button. It says Kell Brook versus Terence Crawford, British welterweight with, quote, monster self-belief. Well, he's going to have to believe in himself because it's becoming harder for fans to buy into this fight as, a culprit of somebody who could beat Crawford. Crawford is just really good. Even Carl Froch, who sparred with Kell Brook, he basically said this is a cash me out fight for Kell Brook. I'm not liking this, but let's keep going. Britain's Brook, age 34, challenges the American Crawford, who is unbeaten in 36 fights, on November 14th. Brook is not working with regular trainer Dominic Ingle because of the Rona pandemic. That's not the reason. Dominic Ingle said, see, they lying. BBC Sport, y'all some liars. It's not because of the Rona. It's because Dominic Ingle specifically said he's not working under these terms with a short camp. So I don't know where they got the Rona. But why wouldn't someone be able to train you because the Rona unless they're sick, which Dominic Ingle is training other fighters. But anyway, it says he's going to instead work with Carlos Formento, and I'm not really familiar with dude. Quote, look, this is a direct quote from Brook. He's a guy I followed on Instagram because I like his style, said Brook. So he found and knows about this trainer because he's seen the trainer post some videos on IG. What? It says the Sheffield fighter said Ingle was unable to travel to his training base in Spain because of concerns about Rona and the possibility of having to quarantine. That's literally not what Dominic Ingle himself said on an interview. Instead, he recruited Formento, who was based a short flight away in the Canary Islands. I had never worked with him previously because Dominic is my trainer number one. I messaged him on Instagram and basically said, let's work together, said Brook. The first day I knew that we gelled unbelievably. He is basically obsessed, he is passionate, and that's everything I need in this fight. Former IBF welterweight champ Brook was last in action. He beat American Mark DeLuca 7th round, February. 33-year-old Crawford Brook will fight an opponent considered one of the best pound for pound. Brook says, quote, he doesn't feel the pressure of a fight where victory would be the best feeling in the world. I've got to applaud Terence Crawford for taking this fight because he is in there with a monster with self-belief. He is one hell of a fighter, but a smaller man naturally to me. I'm a dangerous man, a big welterweight, and a force to be reckoned with. Brook needed metal plates inserted in his eye surgery after back-to-back defeats from Golovkin and Errol Spence, September 2016, May 2017. Everybody has been writing me off. I'm going against everyone, said Brook, who is irritated by claims he is only fighting for one last payday. This fight is for me, nobody else bar me. I don't like it. He found his trainer on Instagram. And listen, this is no knock on his trainer because I don't even know who he is. Carlos Formento, he could be a great trainer. But one thing I know from being in boxing gyms and covering boxing and, just making a career out of this is he's saying that we gelled so well. But listen, to work with somebody, it's not, I don't know. It's like you got to get familiar with someone's style. And in boxing, it's really hard to do that where you just met the person and your first assignment together happens to be a hard ass fight with a pound for pound person like Terence Crawford. You see what I'm saying? So your first, like I said, first assignment is like when Dominic Brazil moved over and started training with Virgil Hunter. I mean, Virgil Hunter, I'm from the Bay, so I know Virgil Hunter, been in his gym several times and stuff. He's a cool dude and he's a great trainer. But that's a hell of an assignment fighting then champion Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Oh my God. And that's your first assignment together. Brazil did as good as he could, but he got knocked out brutally. You know what I'm saying? And you can't throw that on Virgil Hunter. This is precisely why, damn, Billy Joe Sanders looked big as hell. But this is precisely why Dominic Ingle, I don't know why Kell Brook is saying that it was over travel. Dominic Ingle, out his own mouth, did an interview saying he's not fighting. Like, I could pull it up. You know what I'm saying? Dominic Ingle literally said that he's not training Kell Brook because he's not basically half-assing it. And he's not going to do that under those. I made a video about it. Right? So he said Kell's doing his own thing for Terence Crawford. So all in all, I don't really like this because on top of Dominic reveals why he turned down the offer to train Kell Brook. He refused the chance to train the welterweight to fight Crawford due to the risk of travel. See, they're saying this here, but bro, there's an interview. I think it's on Boxing Social. You guys could say it. I don't know. I think it's one of these interviews. Check that interview, but that's not what he said. Maybe that's what they're publicly now coming out. I did a video on it, and the link's in the description. But whatever. For whatever reason, Dominic Ingle's not training him. No matter what they say, he's not training him. And now Kell Brook, for probably his toughest fight in a while, at the very least, because he's fought some good guys and tough guys like Sean Porter. He fought against Errol Spence and Triple G. So I can't say his toughest because, you know what I'm saying, Terence Crawford's great, but he's already fought some tough guys. But one of his toughest fight since the Triple G and Errol Spence fight, you're working with a brand new trainer that you've never worked with, and you met him on Instagram. I don't like it. Everything about this fight is becoming harder for me to see the upside for Kell Brook. I mean, he looks to be in great shape. That's one thing I will give him credit for. He looks to be in great shape, but he's gonna have to be on some Rocky Balboa stuff. You don't have your longtime trainer. You're training with somebody that you met on Instagram. Both of your eyes received excessive damage on both sides in the Golovkin and the Spence fights. You're not, the fight's not being picked up by Sky Sports. It's not being picked up by Eddie Hearn. You know what I'm saying? He's not working with you. It's you against the world. Kell Brook, years ago, after the losses, back-to-back losses at home in the UK, the Errol Spence loss being in his actual backyard of Sheffield. So basically, I had him in chocolate brownie when I was fighting Miss Fight with Errol, right? All that. You lost back-to-back at home. You haven't made this weight since 2017. You said you couldn't make the weight after the Errol Spence fight. Now all of a sudden you can make the weight. It's not looking good. After the back-to-back losses, Kell Brook said he was very depressed and that he was considering retirement. So Kell Brook can't really be mad at people like myself or Carl Froch for saying that. This is his history. You fought a fight that nobody told you to fight against Golovkin, which was foolish, you know what I mean? And it may have done irreparable damage to you, you know what I mean? You fought a bigger guy who, at the very least, is strong. You couldn't make no mistakes in there, you know? So I don't see how Kell Brook can even get angry at people for having doubts. You know, you fought Rabchenko. You didn't look good versus Michael Zarafa. You have an Instagram trainer. You're not with your longtime trainer. Everything I just mentioned, you know what I mean? So it's not really anyone else's fault. Wish him the best. We'll see how it all plays out. But from the sounds of it, the more I hear about this fight, there's lack of promotion. It's not being picked up in the UK by one of the bigger networks that he's used to being on. Eddie Hearn doesn't really have nothing to do with it. It's just sounding bad. And it's unfortunate. We'll probably talk about this more later on my channel. But Eddie Hearn, he has an opportunity. He had the opportunity to make Amir Khan versus Kell Brook. Amir Khan finally signed to Eddie Hearn a couple years ago, and they never made that fight. That was the fight to make, but instead Eddie Hearn made the fight with Terence Crawford and Amir Khan that nobody wanted to see, and nobody really thought Khan would beat Crawford at that stage a couple years after being knocked out by Danny Garcia and a couple fights from being knocked out by Canelo. Nobody picked Amir Khan to really honestly beat Terence Crawford. And now he has another fighter that he was working with a long time, and he's kind of thrown to the wolves. And now Crawford might be the UK killer. You know what I'm saying? He might, because if he ends Brook, we haven't seen Khan since, I guess he did fight in like Saudi Arabia, but that was against Billy Dibb. We haven't seen Khan in a welterweight fight, a real welterweight fight, since the Crawford fight. You know, Kell Brook, it's the end of the road. If Crawford beats him bad, he's gonna have to show something here. So he's saying he don't feel pressure, but the more I hear about this fight, the less appealing it becomes. It's just a lot is stacked against Crawford. I do believe that at his best, that Kell Brook, he could give Crawford real life issues. But for me, when all the signs are pointing to this don't look good, I gotta go with that gut feeling. Now, Kell Brook, he could do what he's saying and prove me and everybody wrong, but I gotta back Crawford here, like Carl Froch, just because there's a lot against Kell Brook, and all the signs are pointing to, I don't know, probably the Crawford victory. That's what I'm seeing. But we'll see how it plays out. Him and his new trainer from Instagram. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know how I did in this video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.